Hi, Yazzers. It's Doug Mattis. YAS6. Here we go, right? And I am in my closet because it's wonderful. Actually, my partner Terrence is playing Xbox, and it's just better this way. So, listen, you guys were amazing this week. I thought I this is a very seasoned and experienced group of talent, and I just thought it was funny that the very first challenge, it's hard enough, tough enough that some of you may have felt stymied. I know I would have, I definitely would have, and I appreciate uh, every ounce of courage going forward, where you feel like sometimes you might feel like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. Just jump. Just jump. You'll find your way. You guys are all pretty good. Really good. Really good. The results right off the bat. Morris Feihofer, 3.5. Danielle Endel, 4.0. Laura Duell, 4.0. Cordero Zuckerman, 4.5. Stephanie Bass, 3.5. Darren Finkelstein, or is it Finkelstein? You'll have to tell me that later. 4.0. Kyle Shropshire, 4.0. And Arthur Evil, 4.5. Just some quick notes. You guys were wonderful. Morris, there was definitely a wave-like action. As a matter of fact, everybody was waving. It was Katrina in the waves, as a matter of fact. And I thought to myself, that's probably what I would have done too. Water moving, a stream going down a hill, that kind of thing. I I did feel, if I had anything constructive to say, maybe it was a little bit heavy on arms and could have engaged the upper body moving, maybe a contraction or two or sideways movement, that kind of thing. But I love the spirals on quarter. You have a beautiful spiral position. And I love the change of tempo. A number of you did a change of tempo, and I felt it was essential and needed. About 80% of it, I could really feel the rhythm and tempo. It was clearly communicated. Like I said, the only thing I felt like it could have used a more skating oriented choreography. The arms are just beautiful. You have such beautiful port de bras. Danielle, definitely water like movement. I like the change of tempo, almost in the exact same choice of place, timing wise, as Morris. Maybe that was sort of a subliminal thing. I really felt like a lot of the positions were based clearly on modern dance, and I just enjoyed it. I really liked that part. I did see some full body engagement, and then there was good speed, good use of speed. I mean, some of you guys didn't have an opportunity for that, like Morris was on stage ice, but when you have an opportunity to use speed, it's such a nice thing. If it fits the choreography, it's a nice thing to use. Maybe it was maybe a little bit too spiral sequency. That would be the only constructive thing, maybe. Beautiful piece. Laura, I think you went beyond anthropomorphizing the storm. It had a sensitivity. It was there was a living, breathing element to it. I really liked it. You define flow as a skater would, the run of the blade, and I saw that in the back eight change of edge part. There was definitely edge class and moves in the field, and I think I would have deferred to a lot of that too, especially since, Flo and Doug Webster in the name of the edge class. I like that you spin both ways. Wonderful. Cordero, definitely a stream running. There were pools and eddies and little whirlpools, and I definitely saw imagery that reminded me of water flowing. I love the toe run across the stage, I think. And I love the fingers in the water kind of thing. It was against the boards, but I got the feeling that it was like a dance across water and then fingers in the water. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit, but it gave me such a nice feeling. There was just lots of stream-like characteristics, and it communicated so well to me, and I liked the tempo of it. And there were quirky stops and starts, and it had so many elements of things that I think I would expect from a creative endeavor, a risk-taking endeavor. That's why I bumped it up to 4.5. Stephanie, I'm so glad you're back. You are so amazing and wonderful, and this number in particular, I just couldn't, take my eyes off. It was just the lilting spirals and more spirals, and it was like sheer fabric flowing in the wind. And change of tempo happened at like 2/3. I love the choice of a fade out ending with the backward sort of arabesque position. It was good. It was good. Maybe a little bit heavy on the spirals. Maybe I feel like you guys, if you're going to use conventional elements, and I hope you do, there's some inside axles and spins and jumps and stuff like that. I would love to see you either couch them in choreography in the way where it just seemed to give birth to it on its own, or it is adorned in a way that is special and original, has your signature on it, so that we start hearing your voice either in the format or in the expression of the way that you choose the elements that you do. Darren, it just reminded me of Aaron Gomez. I don't know if you know who that is, but you remind me of Aaron Gomez in such a wonderful way, lovely way. The inside axle was cool. I love the layback. The tempo, it was a tempo that had an emotional impact to it. Tempo change, and it had a strength to it. There was sort of I could almost hear the Debussy Reverie piece playing. I love the roundup at the end, the back spiral penché. It was really good job. And Kyle, I was so impressed with you choosing to choreograph for someone else. This is, I thought it was, whether it was unconscious or not, strategic. We don't know what rhythms you guys are hearing. So who are we to say whether you skated to the rhythms and the notes you're hearing in your head? If you're teaching it to somebody else, there is somewhat of a prove it kind of quality to it. And I really like that. That meant a lot to me. And I think Muck is his last name? Or Muck or Buck, I can't remember. But good skater, you picked somebody who is statuesque and John Misha Petrovic oriented. The choreography, just if you know who John Misha Petrovic is, you'll understand. And if you don't, get thee to YouTube and find out, because it really looked like a piece that he would have done, and that's a big compliment. Big compliment. And your placard in the beginning, the wind whip noise when your name flies in, just cracked me up. Okay, so Arthur, again, so many elements of wonderful theatricality, and there were some camera choices and stays and positions, and it was toying with what this was all about. And I saw in the beginning the movement initiated from some discomfort, and then all of a sudden there was movement and energy in your fingertips, and it flowed through your body from there. I got it. Also, and this is one thing I would tell all of you guys, the actual flawless performance of what you're trying to do isn't as important to us as choreographers watching and helping you evaluate as the clarity in which you do it. So, Arthur, when you did those pivots in the beginning, and then you went to a lunge position and went to go up on your toe, I totally saw what you're doing, and I was already like, ooh, cool. That was cool. So all of you can have confidence that the performance itself does not have to be flawless. It needs to be clearly communicated, and we will get it. I promise. Let me see. Your flow, Arthur, was more like a candle melting, if that makes sense. It was really neat. I thought the choices to the camera stay in frame while you were out of the frame for a second, very interesting. And when you came up to the camera and had that moment where you sort of mugged for the camera, those are very risky choices. If you were choreographing a show in particular, your reliance on who that person is that can come up and charm an audience like that, because some people will feel oogie about that kind of stuff. Luckily, you are wonderful, and you sell it beautifully. The edge class mazurkas, again, can we see them with some kind of spin on it? That's you. Yeah. And the final gliding pose out of the frame, total diva show poodle, like designed by Erte. I was laughing. It was really wonderful. Okay, good guys. And remember to tag me in posts, especially on Twitter, so that I can help you guys promote from here on out. And Anybody has any questions about this stuff, I hope you'll call me, and welcome to the YAS family. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you next week.